It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
A lot of moving parts around these places, but you know what? It's 2 o'clock and the boy is in the seat. Welcome into the Braylon Edwards show on this beautiful Friday. We've been getting some good weather this week, man, but enough about that. Welcome in, and glad you chose us this Friday. Anson Wells, my co-host. How you doing over there, buddy?
This has been a special day, Bray. We talk about Woodward 2.0.
Yeah.
It's 2.1 today, guys. Next week, you're going to see so much cool stuff. If you haven't already fallen in love with this new 2.0 over the first 5 weeks here, the new studio in Royal Oak, wait until next week. I'm so excited. We're going to be telling you a little more throughout the day. We got some guests in the studio today, some fans in the studio, should I say, and you're coming in bouncing and smiling again like you have all week, baby.
I appreciate that, man. 100%. We will get to the transition that this show is occurring and the network in the second hour of the show. I promise you it's going to be good. It's going to be great. Yes, it's nothing like that. But we owe it to you to let you know about the moves that we are making. So we want to be forthcoming with you at all times 100%. Moving forward with Woodward Sports 2.1. Now, as I say, what's up to Sweet Potato Cam, Alex, and Kool-Aid, my right-hand man, in the studio. How you guys doing this Friday?
What up, though, B?
What up, though?
Happy Friday. Everything is good. As you had mentioned earlier, the weather has been flawless. Summertime full effect. It's time to be outside and stay outside.
1,000%. I hear you over there singing that summertime Kool-Aid. What's the word?
What up, though, man?
Double D!
As always. Hey, you know what?
That's never going away.
That nickname was born right here.
It's never going away,
bros, yo. Feeling good today, man. Feeling good.
Looking good.
Always good to be here with the fellas.
No doubt.
I will say this, the summertime beat, the Summer Madness beat, Kool in the Gang, which is the original for Summertime, which is also the original for Janae Aiko's Summer 2020. It's one of the coldest beats ever. I was telling somebody the other day, like, that might be my favorite beat ever. That and Moments in Love. Shout out to the fans. We always tell you, you guys are just as important to this show as we are. We tell you, if you're in the area, you stop on by, see the studio, pull up on us. And one Rando Smalls, he won't be in the chat today, ladies and gentlemen, because he's sitting in the studio. He's over there in the back. He's over there. You can see him on camera. Wave to the camera. There we go. What's up, Rando?
Shout out Rando.
Shout out Rando in the building, man. We want to make sure you guys know you are a part of the family. Rando is here. He's excited. And we'll have him on a little later in the show as well to receive what he won, which is the K autograph picture. Now, with that being said, before we get into Stevie Weiserman, because that's where I want to start the show today. I want to start with the Red Wings. I know we had Justin Satawa come up here. He's elite as it relates to telling you about the Wings. There you go. You took the words out of my mouth. We had him in here, and you heard his frustration. You heard what he talked about. You heard the things. Well, we're not as intelligent as elite as it relates to that, but I think there's a bigger conversation to have. And I think everybody here is a part of the conversation because the Red Wings are such a staple in this city and in this state. A situation like that happened yesterday. I don't think it's ever happened, and we need to dive a little bit more into it. But before we get there, before we get into the business, I just want to say something. Like, why is it that TSA agents, DoorDash drivers, security guards, taxi cab drivers, well, I mean, I understand their gripe. They're mad that the business got stolen by Uber and Lyft.
Taxes.
Why are they so freaking upset? Why are they so mad? And if anybody out there does one of these jobs, feel free to comment. Had a whole DoorDash lady that came in here and wreaked hell earlier today. She was mad at everybody. She was yelling at everybody. Hey, excuse me, are you Braylon? Have you seen Braylon? Where's Braylon? Hey, man, but don't take all that. It doesn't take all that energy. Hey, does anybody know who Braylon is? Can I leave this with you? That's typically what happens when you come to an establishment. You walk in, it says hand it to somebody in the building. TSA agents, I had a whole TSA agent this past weekend when I traveled on Sunday that was mad and just doing all type of things, wouldn't let people through for little. Sir, why you don't have water? I mean, why you have water? Yelling at people. Why are these industries, why do they make such angry people?
Well, there's 2 reasons.
Like, I didn't make you, I didn't tell you to go be a TSA agent. I didn't tell you to work for DoorDash.
Yeah.
Why are you so angry?
Aside from the obvious that everybody deals with, which is pay and hours, these people are dealing with people all day long.
Yeah.
And as a former server, I know what a pain in the ass hungry people can be. TSA is dealing with people in a rush and that are probably even worse than they are.
Okay.
So by the end of their shift, they got to be pretty damn mad. Security dealing with the same stuff. But the other half of it is these aren't skilled jobs. And when you find yourself in that job, it's supposed to be a stepping stone for you. But if you're in it for 10, 15 years, you're not happy 9 times out of 10. I mean, you see that one TSA agent every 10 years that's skipping around and doing a rhyme and getting everybody through the line.
Yeah, because this is their retirement job.
And they love it.
They already got their pension.
For
This
real.
is something they do to occupy the
but
time.
if this is all that you have and this is the way you got to grind to live, plus you got to deal with all those people, man, you're not going home happy any day.
I feel that, and there is a human element to that. So okay, fine. I don't have to be as mean and as pressed. I understand
Well,
that.
they
That's what
paid you
comes
millions to deal with the fans. This is a different story, man. They got no fans.
I'm still dealing with them MFers
Yes,
all the
you
time,
are.
especially when you talk about Ohio.
Hey, Braylon, go green.
It's not even a go.
I hate that one when I'm around with you. Like,
You don't-
Spartans, do better.
You should hate it all the time. You only hate it when you're around me.
No, I hate it when I'm around you because I know you. I know what a legend you are, and it's like if you're gonna troll B, bring your A game, Spartans. Like, do better, dude. Like, go green, yelling that from 15 feet away. Like, oh yeah, that's the first time he heard that.
I just think that you don't have to be that mean, man. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I try to look for the good in people, but you don't have to be that aggressive. You don't have to be
For
that
real.
mean. 1,000%. Are there anybody out there that had noticed? People that work at what do you call them at the front desk, like receptionists? They're pissed off
That
all
should
the
be
time.
a lot. They should.
Like
they're
they should be
supposed to
happy.
be happy. Yeah.
They should be
They're
happy.
sitting.
It's no longer customer service, man.
It'll ruin your day if you allow it to, man. That energy is very transferable. So like I had those 2 instances. And I said, man, I wonder if I'm the only one that gets mad at TSA and Uber drivers.
I feel
DoorDash and all
Are
this
we
other
missing a class of workers?
Gotta stay in that chi though. Stay in that
stuff.
chi.
This is true.
You stay living in that chi, don't you, with sweet potato?
Yeah, don't.
You need to sell like your chi.
Yeah.
Like, you need to bottle it up and sell
For
it
real.
because it is very
You
infectious.
do cam.
Sweet potato
Took
cheese.
years of practice, y'all. Years of practice. It ain't easy, but I guarantee you will get there.
You make it look so easy,
Sweet
though, sweet
potato.
potato, bro.
All right, look, well, maybe I'm overly tripping, so I just wanted to bring that to you guys. I wanted to see if you guys have somebody else that you're looking at a
Hey,
business
look, man, the
like,
crew's saying you're not tripping over here, man.
No, I appreciate
That's
that.
real.
That's
It is
real.
for real out
It's
there.
for real.
Yeah.
And I get it. We all get frustrated at times in our capacities and in our jobs, but
Yeah.
that's why at least with the message and the truth that I follow, our jobs really don't start until after you get pushed to that point. And that's where I think it's kind of being lost right now in large part, not just at customer service, but in society as a whole, bro.
Facts.
So,
Yes.
you know,
Big
that's just where I lay with it, man. I don't think that you're tripping. Do you think he's tripping?
No,
Because
no.
she was chiming in behind me. Like,
Yeah,
No,
100%.
not at all. I mean, I work in a gym, so like I deal with like people
talk
all the
about
time. I deal with like the stupidest people in the world. Like I like shout
Meat-
shout out
meatheads.
people being in the gym and like
Respectfully.
bettering themselves.
Respectfully.
Like I'm
Allegedly.
Planet Fitness.
like I'm allegedly the stupidest people.
Except Planet
But like,
Fitness.
and
Where
I'm
your
a
fitness
happy
is
guy,
essential.
but man, it is your choice to be in the profession.
We
you
might
are
have
in.
Alex full time next week.
Hey, I see him come up here and talk about it a little bit, man. It's a real thing, and sometimes it can get you down. Sometimes it's just no reason to be as mean.
It's
as
so much
rude.
easier to
Easier to be nice.
respond with positive energy. What you put out,
Yeah.
that gets transferred to everyone.
Also, everybody has a shit day. Like everybody has one of those days, but like when you have one of those days, man, and somebody passes you some good energy, man, you're reminded, like, you know what, like
I can choose to be happy.
I can choose to be happy. I can figure this out.
Yes, sir.
Glad you guys participated in that. Look, let's talk about what happened yesterday.
Can the Red Wings figure it out?
You know what? I don't know, and that's a great transition. Like, realistically, yesterday we got the news Dylan Larkin requested a trade out of Detroit, the city which he was born in, the city which he lived in, the city which he has idolized this franchise for a very long time. Got his boyhood dream to play for the Detroit Red Wings. And 10 years he feel like were wasted. He asked for a trade request. We don't know what went into that. I believe they probably had a meeting. Yzerman told him, look, man, I have no plans to bring in that big splash. I have no plans to make these moves that you're clamoring for. And he made a decision, and he had to get up out of here. Also, that captaincy that went off his chest. This is where I'm at with the conversation, okay? Now that we've had a day to respond, want to hear your feedback, want to hear your thoughts. How did it make you feel? Do you believe that the Detroit Wings franchise is broken? And I say yes. Hear me out on this. So many people trying to make this about Dylan Larkin. So many people trying to make it about what he didn't do, what player he wasn't, and him not performing in the clutch moments and what he's done over 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, two things can be true, but it's not about Dylan Larkin. Like, this conversation is not about Dylan Larkin. This conversation is about a guy who told us to trust the Yzer plan. We have been trusting that plan for 9 years, and what did that plan get us? It got us a captain. It got us a leader. It got us your best player, regardless of how you feel about him, that was born here, walked into that man's office, and he said, I request a trade out of here. This does not happen in the NHL. Like, moves like this do not happen. It's never happened here. And now here we are sitting on the precipice, and he's walking out the door. It's not about what you feel about Dylan Larkin, whether he was a good enough player or he couldn't get it done, or if you side with Dylan Larkin like Justin Satawa did when he came up here. They haven't provided for him, etc. It's not about Dylan Larkin. It's about the fact that we've gotten to a point where we've been waiting and trusting this plan for 9 years, and this is what this plan has yielded us. It's yielded us the captain leaving, a team that can't make the playoffs, a team that's nowhere near making the playoffs, and a team that every March you're turning off, you're running away from. So where is the conversation now? Because this is about as damning of a situation as you can get.
The winged wheel needs new brakes. The spokes are busted, flat tire. You're right. This franchise is broken right now. But I'm gonna have to push back on you. This has happened here before. I'm not talking about Matt Stafford. I'm talking about to the Red Wings. But they were on the other side of it. Brett Hull wanted out. Guess where he went? Brendan Shanahan wanted out.
Yeah.
Guess where he went? Chris Chelios wanted out. Guess where he ended up? All in Hockey Town. And now,
you think the karma's back?
Well, no, it's switched. I mean, yeah, maybe it's the karma for all the non-salary cap era. And now you have a captain wanting out. Okay, this isn't something that you see in sports. All right, you saw it in Kevin Garnett.
You see it in basketball,
big story.
Football.
But you don't see it often.
Miles
you know
Garrett's a captain.
The only way that you see it is through year after year of losing and just zero hope.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to tell you right now, because it's about captainship and loyalty.
Yeah.
Do you think, Kool-Aid, that you or I would ever give up playing for the Pistons? Could it ever get so bad that you want out of a Pistons uniform? Mine is red, white, and blue. Yours is teal. But the fact is, I could never imagine that. I could never imagine that, all right? And now, as you
green
put
and white
out
and
there,
Woodward, bro.
As you said, Bray, this guy grew up on Red Wings. This guy loves Red Wings. His dream was answered, and he ended up a Red Wing. And now he wants out. Listen, for yesterday, Spenny, Justin,
crushed it.
The Woodward Wings, they crushed it. That was for the serious fan. What we're talking about right now, Bray, is the common fan. The people
100%.
that grew up with Hockey Town, that don't understand why it's not working for
people
20 years.
People that don't know everything, but you know you love the Wings. You understand that Hockey Town is a real thing. You understand 4 cups. You understand the minutiae behind it. You understand the that's who we're talking to.
We knew Dylan Larkin.
Yeah, and you know what?
If there was a Red Wing,
but
we
you
knew.
know what? In the last 10 years, you know what Detroit fans understand? Captains wanting out. Blake Griffin wanting out. Matt Stafford wanting out. Dylan Larkin wanting out.
I think what makes
Tarek Skubal.
Whoa.
Look, and I think with Dylan Larkin's case, what makes this one interesting when you kind of bring the conspiracy Anson into it is when you're talking about captainship, you know, his GM was one of, if not one of, one of the longest tenured captains in pro sports.
He's one of the greatest leaders in professional sports history.
That.
He is that, and that's what's buying him all this time. That's what's buying him all the excuses. That's what's buying him everybody being nice. This is a situation, Kool-Aid, that happened yesterday that you can't be nice about. It's not a situation where I could come, even if I wanted to. I can't come here and defend Stevie Yzerman and act like everything is the fault of the higher-ups or the fault of the player. This is something that resides with Stevie Yzerman.
Exactly, and you know what? When you look back at another GM in this town who I think should get a lot more love, but I get it. Everybody holds that Darko and that Chauncey Billups trade over his head. I don't think that Yzerman as a GM in Detroit, I have to say he hasn't, because he hasn't won a championship here, let alone the playoff series. But he
hadn't made it to the playoffs.
But that's what I'm talking about, and I get it. There was a long time where people were like, you got to give it time. Hockey is a little bit different, and I've just tried to sit back and let the hockey knowers tell us. But now that you see some of our guys like Justin and Smitty even saying 9 years of this, no playoffs, I do believe that if you weren't going to criticize him at all, if it wasn't okay to do it any other time, you have to be able to tune out. All the other GMs in this town, all of the other anyone incompetent, not just catch hell, bro. Like fans revolting. Shout out Sean Belize. Fans marching. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. This one is a little different, and I agree with you. Joe Dumars, he should be a legend in here. 3 championships, and this guy, because of a couple trades, is like the scourge of the earth in Detroit. So I do agree with what you're saying there.
To your point, the GM that everybody loves in this city, the GM that everybody is caping for, and rightfully so, is Brad Holmes. Even Brad Holmes, after last season, started facing questions from true fans, from loyal fans, from not SOL fans. Like, hey, what's up with the draft? Hey, what's up with free agency? And he had to meet those. Questions. You see how you drafted this year. The intent was different. You see what they brought in the offseason to a certain extent. So 1,000%. You mentioned something, and I think that's the now tie-in, and that's now the piece why this is even still more crumbling. You mentioned Chelly, you mentioned Shanahan, you mentioned Hull, you mentioned all those individuals that saw a situation with Ken Holland and Scotty Bowman and said, I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing over there. You know, I want to be a part of that. Yeah, let me get some of that. You know what? Let's get active.
Yes, please.
I like what they did when they touched up. Well, I won't say that, rest in peace, but I like where they're going and I like where they're moving. You think anybody is going to say that now? You think anybody is looking at the Detroit Red Wings as a destiny? Why the hell would I want to go play for a team that their captain is asking out in this sport?
That's
like they have not been here.
Man.
They have not done this.
You're already struggling.
A product of Hockey Town is asking out of Hockey Town.
Here's the other side.
Why would I go there?
Here's the other side of it too. Outside of Lucas Raymond and Mort Sider, who's scouting? Who's scouting at LCA? Because they have not hit in the draft, including Kopp. They have not hit in the draft in the last 3 years. And they didn't hit the draft before. And I understand, don't get me, well, they didn't pick higher than 5th. They picked 8th and 9th and 12th.
They will point to that OHL record this year, though. You can give them that.
Okay.
And that's about the only glimmering hope right now.
Once again, that's a Chris Elliott own franchise, where we're placing all our stock in what? The farm system. Yeah. Because I heard a lot about the farm system for the Tigers.
Somebody had to win some hardware this year.
100%. So that's the conversation for me. It's just more of an open table, surface conversation. Alex, you can jump in. Anything you had is, are the Red Wings broken? And if you say they are not, you're just another one of these Detroit fans, which you appreciate, that don't want to have hard conversation and don't want to be honest.
It's broken. I mean, again, you look at one of the most dominant hockey franchises in history, and then for the past 9 years haven't even seemed close to the playoffs, because by the time it comes crunch time, we get close to it and it's out of our league. It comes back to ownership. I hear this take all the time, and I say this every time I talk about the Red Wings. If this man's name was not Steve Yzerman, he would have been gone 3 years ago.
1,000%.
Like, he would not have made it this far, but he's Stevie Y, and we have parasocial relationships with people who are from this town, especially in high levels. He needs to, we have to take accountability, realize, hey, it's not working. We love you, Steve. Be a brand ambassador. You know what? Run the Griffins, but you're not the Wings GM anymore, and you just can't be.
Here's the thing. We had a conversation last week, and we were talking about Brad Holmes, and maybe we take some of the blame off of Brad Holmes in the front office because we don't know what the conversation is at the top. We don't know what Sheila Hamp is allowing to happen, the money she's spending.
We don't even know what the goal is.
100%. We don't know what the goal is, so we gave some pushback. I can't give that same pushback to the Tigers. We do this with to the Red Wings. And the reason why is it's not,
they got 4 Stanley Cups.
Because it's not Scott Harris, who doesn't have a record or have a history with the Tigers. It's not Brad Holmes, who maybe has to answer to Sheila Hamp. It's an individual that won 4 cups here. It's an individual that has known the Ilitch family since he was just a young man. It's an individual that if anyone can say, this is what we need to do to spend the money. This is why we need to spend money. This is why we need to bring in A-listers and first-liners and not third-liners and turn them into first-liners. This is what we need to do. If he can't say it, then nobody can, and that's why I'm trying to put a little bit more on Stevie Y.
This is the Red Wings of the 20s are the Yankees of the 90s. Okay.
Ooh,
this was a dynasty in the
98.
90s and the aught years, and they were supposed to never go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so going back to the common fan, you grew up with Hockey Town, and you grew up with those Stanley Cups, and you just expect that to continue, much like the New York fan base did. And then the 90s happened, and you just have a franchise that has no understanding of what they're trying to do or where they're going. And it was shocking for New York, just like it is shocking for Hockey Town. Now, they obviously got it back together. Salary cap and the absence of one certainly helps them. This franchise and the Red Wings, they have never been able to figure out how to do it with a salary cap. And do they still have the lore that the Yankees had through the 90s? No.
Yeah, but see, here's where this is where I push back on the salary cap as it relates to Eisman, because it's a real thing. They move on from Ken Holland. Once they move on, the salary cap changes, and the Red Wings have been out ever since. With the exception, they've been out ever since. But the difference is, Stevie Y was with the Tampa Bay Lightning. He wasn't here. It wasn't a situation where he went retired after winning or losing the last Stanley Cup in 2009. It wasn't like he retired, went straight to the front office here. So he's been dealing with the Red Wings struggles as as free agency has been different. He's been other places. He went to Tampa Bay. He helped turn that thing around. They had Stanley Cups. They understood. They moved. They built. So he understands what it looks like to build in this era. And then he came here. So that's why, once again, I think he faces more fire, because you know what it takes. You know what it takes to build. You've done it. We've seen you do it.
Expectations are so different because the Lions are peasants in the NFL's eyes. They have been for my entire life. Now they're not anymore. They're obviously relevant, but the expectation for them is completely different. We're trying to return to being that prominent franchise that's on top of the NHL.
Can we just return again to the playoffs?
Well,
I don't even need them to be on top right now.
And that's all that you need, man.
I just want the team to get to the playoffs. Like this 3 years in a row, not so much this year, but the 2 years prior, you're legitimately biting your fingernails in March. 3 years ago was when they were right there in the wire and it came down to them and the Caps took it, and Ovechkin got in for the billionth time. Then last year was 2 years ago it was the Islanders, and then this season.
This track record would have resulted in being on our third GM if he 9 years ago joined the Lions.
Exactly.
All right? Ooh. And the fact is the Lions, you get a longer leash. The leash should be way shorter at LCA because of your lore, because of your what you are. You're the Detroit Red Wings, supposedly. The fact that he's here 9 years with nothing to show for it, it just screams how terrified Detroit is from another divorce from one of our beloved legendary superstars. There's only 2 captains in Detroit history that rank, and it's him and it's Zeke. Yeah. And we didn't even give Zeke a shot.
1,000%. Look, we're about to go to commercial break. We're about to come back, switch the energy up a little bit.
Yes, please.
We'll talk about
some super chats, but we can hit those after.
Yeah, we'll hit those when we get back. We'll do that. But the last thing that I do want to say about this is pay attention to where this conversation should go. Stop looking at what Dylan Larkin did here. You have people legitimately pointing out Dylan Larkin, what he did 10 years here. Well, man, he didn't make the playoffs. He didn't make the team better. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. Also, too, what has your GM done? What has your GM brought in? Who is he paid? Where's he taking the chance? Where are the guys in the draft that are getting you 90 points consistently? Answer that question. Like, so don't make it about Dylan being this, that, and the third. Where was Dylan's teammates when he was getting beat up at LCA? Where were they at there then? So if I'm Dylan Larkin, no one here is fighting for him. So why would I be here? Players aren't fighting for him. GM isn't fighting for him. Are they fighting for themselves? I think it was a fair question for Dylan Larkin. I think he made a fair
throw out a
assessment.
super chat before this break.
Geez.
Dante,
That's a
$10. Spenny said it best. This is no longer Hockey Town. We don't deserve to be called Hockey Town. This has become a joke of a franchise. The Red Wings became what we used to joke about. A Mickey Mouse organization. Spencer Moore.
And with that, tell us about you know who.
Hey, I can
Yeah,
do
let me
that.
hear all the IPA. And let's get Art and Jake's in.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Listen, man, it's summertime. It's IPA time. And nobody does IPAs better than Founders Brewing. In fact, they're celebrating the 15-year anniversary of all-day IPA. Citrusy, refreshing, and that perfect balance with the 4.7% alcohol by volume can pace you throughout the day. So this summer, get yourself an all-day IPA from Founders, but guys, please make sure you drink it responsibly.
You know who's about to win their 4th game in a row. You guessed it. It ain't the Red Wings. But Chris Illich does own the team. Summer nights, cold drinks, and Tigers baseball. Woodward Sports is headed to Art and Jake's in Sterling Heights for a Detroit Tigers watch party. Come hang out with the crew as well as be live Tuesday, June 30th, 7 p.m. as Detroit takes on the New York Yankees. It's going to be a hell of a game. I guarantee you, Judge isn't going to be judging anything. You won't miss a single pitch, over 80 TVs, wall to wall, 22 beers on tap. This is a spot to be. Look, follow Art and Jake on all their socials. Art and Jake is the place to be, man. Pull up, come party with us, and grab one of those Founders that Anson was talking about.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around. Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next party, whether it's a graduation party, prom party, it doesn't matter what it is, a watch party. We just want you to do it at Black Rock Bar and Grill, which is a sizzle above the rest. They have them all over the state. You want to check out the locations as well as the menu, which is dynamite. It is fantastic because it features the volcanic rock, which is the home of the stone. Go to blackrockrestaurants.com. Get all the information around the state, all the information on Black Rock. I'm telling you, Black Rock is the place. The specials, they do it right.
And we back.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back on this beautiful Friday. Anybody got any plans this weekend? Is there anything going on? Anything of note? I know Sweet Potato always has something.
You know it, B. Yes, sir. Some longtime friends actually have a seafood boil going on tomorrow.
Ooh, where's this at?
Yes.
I'm about to pull up.
Location, but I can't see if you can make a surprise guest appearance.
Say less.
Absolutely.
And keep me in the loop. I saw Alex grabbing the microphone. Like you had something going on.
Get in there, Alex.
Yeah, I have my qualification nationals tournament this weekend.
Hey, okay, what's
I fight tomorrow to fight for a spot to represent Team USA in Spain this year.
Oh.
Me and my fiance are both competing for that tomorrow, so we're manifesting it.
Where's it? We are going to need some footage of
Where's
that,
this
my
at?
friend.
Give everybody
It's
location.
gonna be at the U of M Dearborn Field House. Spectator passes are $5, but I'll be out there point fighting. I've got a couple of friends doing that, but like I said, me and my fiance, we did Worlds last year. This year it's going to be in Spain, so we are looking forward to kicking some tail tomorrow and earning our spot
She's
to
a
represent
warrior
the
too?
greatest. Yeah, I'll show you here. She gave me a nice little bruise right here the other day when we were training.
Oh my goodness!
Getting naked on a Friday. I love it.
Freaky
Put
Friday,
hairs on it.
Braylon.
You know,
Freaky
ain't
Friday.
nothing wrong with a little Freaky Friday. It's a great movie back in the day. I will say this. Things like that is why I don't necessarily fight unless I have to. Like people come up to
might
me.
get hurt.
People come up to you like, man, you a big dude, man. I know you be beating people up. Check this out. I fight if I have to. I fight if I get pushed. I fight if I'm protecting. I'll never forget. I was a sophomore at Michigan, and I saw this huge dude. I won't say his name because I know who he is. He was on my team. Saw him outside of a club. He was drunk. And he had been heckling some smaller guys the whole night. He was talking all this stuff. He was like, yeah, you are blah blah blah, and I do this and so he went through a punch and it connected. And after it connected, it was the last thing that connected for him. I saw him get rolled up like a pretzel and beat up on State Street. He was actually messed with a wrestler.
Shout
that
out
was the
State
first.
Street.
That's the thing, bro. Like
And
somebody's
you
gonna
never
mess with
know.
Alex, and you don't know what you got
never
yourself
know.
into.
Right.
Man, you know what? You looking
real.
down on people and you get folded up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like a cheap suit. So shout out to all the fighters out there and brawlers that do it when necessary, only when you have to.
Don't get caught sucker slipping out there.
I'm trying to tell
Sucker
you.
slipping. Wow.
That's dope.
I love his term.
I love it too.
I'll be streaming on Whatnot this weekend because Daddy just put a lot of money out to fix his car.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It was a necessity. It sucks.
Still sorry about that for you.
Doesn't it suck being an adult? Adulting is tough.
It does.
Even
does.
years in, it's still tough.
100%. 1,000%. Kool-Aid, you got anything going on?
Oh, yeah. Look, on a hot weekend, the family and I, we love to get around to the different beaches around the state. Obviously, we have a beautiful one here right in Belle Isle, but unfortunately, we're probably going to take a trip up to Silver Beach in St. Joseph. So,
Okay.
on the west side of the state.
Shout out, man. Good for you getting out a little bit, man. Enjoying.
Love it, man.
Yeah, I love it, too. You guys
Kids
know
out
me.
there.
Can I speak to the chat real quick?
Go ahead.
Good job. Solid like so far. We need more. We need 30 more in the next 30 minutes. Super chats. You guys have been bringing them strong. Keep them coming. But again, we are the #1 online sports network in Michigan. And that means we need you to share us.
Yeah.
So please click the share and get it out there, guys.
Yeah, click the share, get it out there. Look, man, it's Woodward Sports 2.0. I believe it's the Braylon Edwards Show 2.1, as you so eloquently eloquated earlier. E. All right, here we go. Let's change the conversation to the Detroit Lions for a minute.
Sounds good.
Let's change to the Detroit Lions.
Positive team in this town.
It's a positive team in this town. However, this conversation may not necessarily be a positive one. And the reason the conversation may not be positive is we have a couple all-pros on this team, don't we? Couple all-pros, and typically when you have your all-pros,
We had quite a few.
You know, we got quite a few. Panea's been all-pro. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been all-pro. Aiden Hudson, I want to say, was second-team all-pro. And so was Kerby Joseph a couple years ago. Now, he gets injured last year as well as Brian Bunch. We know, and everybody's talking about on the defensive side, we can only be as good as what? As our safeties coming back.
Playmakers.
100%. In the offseason, what did we ask? We asked, hey, look, what's it looking like with Kerby Joseph and Brian Branch? Because if they're going to be injured, then that means we got to pick up one in free agency. Free agency goes by, and we don't make a move. 25 free safeties or safeties were moved from team to team or acquired in the free agency period that has started from March till now. Not one move was made by the Detroit Lions. All right, well, you know what? They must be healthy.
We must be good.
Then you hear a little bit of murmuring out of the camp, and Kerby Joseph doesn't know if he's good or not, or want to have the surgery. He had the surgery later, and now here comes February. It's in February. It's the draft. 20 safeties were drafted in the NFL draft this year. Realistically, they went 11 in the first 3 rounds and 9 in the last 4 rounds. Detroit Lions didn't draft the safety. However, they drafted a wide receiver in the 5th round, who we'll talk about a little bit later. But Dan Campbell, now that OTAs have started, how do you feel about the return time for Kerby Joseph? Interesting answer out of Dan Campbell. Check it out.
What is your confidence level that you're going to be able to get, Kerby Joseph, what you expect out of him this season?
Yeah, really, I don't know. I honestly do not know. I know this, we've done everything we can do, and he's done everything he can do to this point, and we are trying to be as smart as we can and not push this until we absolutely have to, because once we've done that, then we'll know one way or another. And it's not worth it right now. We're just slowly building, continuing the strength in there. He's getting treatment. He's done some of these different things at different places to try to help. So I feel good about that. I feel good about that we've done everything we can, and so is he. And so we won't know. I mean, honestly, we probably won't know until we get into the thick of training camp.
Now, the way we'll have this conversation is, this is not damning Dan Campbell. This isn't saying, oh, my God. Now, this is not that type of conversation. This isn't even blaming Dan Campbell for right now, because that energy that you heard, that's real energy. He truly doesn't know what's going on with Kerby Joseph. He truly is worried, one for his, not his player, one for one of his guys, then a player. That's what he's worried about. He's worried about, look, he gave Kerby Joseph credit, said Kirby's doing everything. Dan's not a liar. Dan's not going to come up there and laugh for anybody. So that means Kirby's doing everything he's supposed to be. I believe the Lions. Now, there's the point. This is the question that I have. If Kerby Joseph isn't able to play, if Kerby Joseph isn't able to go back to form, because at this point, they don't even know if he's going to play, so I'm not even going to say go back to form. If he's going to play. If Kirby's not going to be your safety this year, and you didn't draft one, meanwhile you drafted a wide receiver by the name of Kendrick Law, who's torn his ACL, prayers up for him. Prayers up for him. Never like to see players get injured. It's the curse here in Detroit. Prayers up for him. We hope he comes back next year, and we hope that he's able to contribute to the Lions or another NFL team. That pick could have been a safety, and it wasn't. There could have been picks. There could have been pickups of safety, but there wasn't. If we get to September 11th, and they don't have a starting safety for Kerby Joseph, and it's not Kerby Joseph, is it negligence on Detroit's part that they didn't replace him with the draft or free agency and they waited till that particular
100%.
time?
Negligence
100%.
or deja vu? Because I remember a center that was penciled in last year, and then all of a sudden we didn't have them, and they didn't prepare for it in free agency. They didn't prepare for it in the draft.
Graham Glasgow.
And then their pants were down all season.
Yeah.
Right? So you look at that situation, and now you're in it again. You knew it wasn't just one safety, it's both of your safeties. Now you think you're going to get BB back October, November. What form of him you're going to get, I don't know. I mean, Jason Tatum was effective. Was he at premier level yet? I don't know about that one. But this is negligence because you've done it again a year after you did it with your center, and it destroyed your season. So I'm hearing good things from Kerby. If you watch this man, Dan, and a couple years ago, he always sets the bar low. We might not get back to the playoffs.
But
he might not play this season. And he's very honest with us. Now, do I think that he's super worried about it? No, I do think that we'll see Kerby Joseph. But I think that he's realistic that we could have high-end Kerby Joseph for 9 weeks, and then he's gone for the rest of the season at any point.
But see, I disagree with that, man. I want to bring you in on this, Alex. But see, I disagree with that. Like, when you listen to Dan talk, that wasn't frustrated Dan.
I didn't think so.
That was serious. I truly don't know Dan.
That was setting the bar.
But that's not even setting the bar. How he sounded is like Kerby Joseph may not ever be the player that he was and may not play.
I thought he set an expectations for Lions fans, and that's what I mean by the bar.
Right.
Because like when he said it after the Super Bowl miss,
but he looked like it was one of his sons, and he was almost already crying.
Yeah, but he's looked like that since they first asked him about OTAs, and he said, "I don't like the pajamas." Honestly, Gray, I feel you. But yesterday we laughed at him with the same energy.
Yeah, but it's different because what you ask him, you're asking him about the Myles Garrett trade. Who gives a f about Myles Garrett here in Detroit?
But he seemed annoyed then too.
He did.
And he seemed annoyed with this one, too.
Alex, you jumped on right away, too, and you said negligence, and I'm more along the lines of you. I think it's negligent. Why do you think so?
I think it's negligence, and I think it's denial. I think there has been a state of denial that we have had about that. Not we as fans, because we as fans have been calling it out, like the question mark in the safety room, but on our front office, there's a level of denial of, no, Kerby's going to come back. No, Branch is going to come back. Okay, we are at crunch time. Shout out. But we are at that point, and I think that we were still in that level of denial in the draft, and that's, of course, why, and I called it in the first 5 picks, Brad drafted a wide receiver, because that's what he does, and now that didn't play out. That could have been a safety. That could have been Brad not having his guy who he wanted to fill that spot for Kerby or Branch, and he wanted to maybe try for something better down the line. But to me, it is a level of denial that we have had that Kerby is coming back, that Branch is coming back. Okay, we are at OTAs, and there is not a scheduled timetable. It's time to act as if he is not playing this season, and what are we going to do?
Because I was going to say, because the conversation around Brian Branch is different. Like, when you ask about Brian Branch tore his Achilles. They expect Brian Branch back. Like, we've seen a bunch of players tear their Achilles and come back full steam. If you don't believe me, ask Aaron Rodgers, who tore his Achilles at 41 years old and came back last year and had one of his better seasons in the last 5. So the Achilles, he's not worried about that. But the Kerby knee feels different.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And like I said, we have to start being realistic, and we have to start thinking, okay, Kerby's not playing this year. Who's going to step up? Are they going to move Branch to that spot? Are they going to try to put somebody in Branch's spot, move Branch to where Kerby was? I don't know, but it's time. It's time to stop saying Kerby's coming back, and it's time to find the next man up.
The scary thing about that Kool-Aid for me is trying to put Branch into Kerby's spot. Kerby is a true free safety, Alex, and I appreciate that, but Kirby's a true free safety, which means he's a ball hawker. He's a quarterback of the defense. He understands the moments and things like that. Brian Branch is more so along the lines of see quarterback, hit quarterback, see receiver in the slot, hit quarterback. I mean, hit receiver in the slot, come up in the run game, come up on the blitz game. He's more along the lines of he is a, you know what, you point that missile wherever you want it to go, and it will wreak havoc and be destruction. Kerby plays it a little differently, and I don't necessarily know if those are interchangeable.
Yeah, and what I was going to say is I think negligence is the correct word, especially when you saw that you waited so long to address your offensive line, and look what happened. There were 2 things that you knew you had to have for this Detroit Lions team to be special. It was the offensive line, and it was those play-making safeties. Those 2 were your game changers. Those 2 is what activated everything else beyond just what stats would say. We saw those 2 things take a hit this past season, and guess what? The Lions took a major step back from what? BTA in the division, undefeated, to last place in the division. Like, so I think it's beyond negligence when you have put so much on Kerby Joseph. You gave him that bag. Brian Branch didn't even get the bag yet. You gave Kerby that bag, and you came into the season understanding that this guy was a one-man wrecking crew. He's part, like if we want to be for real, as much as I like the AG, there was a lot of Kerby Joseph back there tricking some of the best quarterbacks in the league into game-sealing interceptions, into game-changing interceptions. If you don't have that back there and you also fail to beef up your secondary to a requisite level, I think that is beyond negligence, but I believe that that's a great word to start with.
Yeah, and I like what you said. Look, at one point, and I didn't agree with the complete conversation and the complete analogy of it all, but there were Ed Reed-esque things that you saw about Kerby Joseph and how he played in the secondary, especially as it related to the pass game. Anson, just coming back to you, man, because I'm not blaming the Lions for the injuries, and I'm not blaming Kerby for the injury. Like, that happens, man, and it sucks that he's gone through this injury. But what I am asking is, do the Lions sometimes just place too much faith in their players, and they don't want to? I think it's not even just the Lions. Let me take a step back. I think a lot of times organizations, they tread lightly upon the feelings of certain players in this league because of, the temperament of players today, whether it's the NBA, whether it's the NFL, whether it's, whatever sport, baseball, hockey. I think the temperament is different. So if I got a guy that's injured and is working his ass off, he's busting his ass to come back, but I go out and get a safety. Oh, now how is that going to hurt his how is that going to hurt his mental? How is that going to affect him? I think sometimes they place too much stock in players' feelings as opposed to what they need to do.
Well, I agree with that, but they're also married to this guy for a lot of $1 million. Flat out. I mean, you did it probably too early, and you're locked in. You're married, all right? This guy's not going anywhere, and you're going to have to pay him. So, yes, you have to keep his spirits and energy up.
What was the due diligence thing?
Yeah, listen, negligence, denial, deja vu, they're all the same. This has happened before, and it is. It's denial, and it is negligence. A lot of people in chat bringing up Dan Jackson, a guy that I am very, very fond of, a guy that we didn't get to see last year because he got injured early.
Right.
This guy's a hybrid, okay? He can play some of the ways that Brian Branch could play, but he's undersized. He can't come up to the line and do the things that you want him to do. He's probably going to be stepping in and playing a lot for Brian Branch for the first half of the season. Can he come and do what Kerby does? No one on this team can do what Kerby does. In fact, there's very few people in the NFL that can do what Kerby does, and that's flip a field. That's take a ball to the house. That's take a ball away, whether it's through a hit or an interception or whatever. He is our best playmaker on the defensive side of the field. I'm sorry, Hutchinson, all right? But until that guy gets home on an every-game basis, Kerby is your most impactful guy. And when you didn't have him in the second half of the season, you didn't flip the field. You didn't score off of turnovers. You know, it was a glaring void without him. I've heard some good things from my insider. He feels pretty good about it. And I actually responded to somebody in the chat yesterday who was concerned about Kerby, and then I see this news come out. I'm like, this doesn't look good. Hey, I think a lot of this is posturing by Dan to set that bar low for Kerby to keep his mental right, because, again, they're married.
Yeah, I agree, and I think, at the end, everybody has their take on it. Everybody has their opinion on it. For me, it's just when you look at Dan at that podium, like I've been watching Dan at that podium now since 2021 when I first started doing his job. Even though he postures, he also has large tails. And when he is legitimately worried, when he is legitimately scared, he sounds like this. He sounds like a guy that's in love with his players, as he should be. These guys mean a lot to him. You draft them, you have that conversation, you meet them when they're 21, 20 years old, and you say, hey, we bring you in, we got you. We're going to take care of you. So I appreciate that aspect. I know this is him truly caring for the well-being of his player. But with that being said, it doesn't look like he believes. But once again, I am just assuming from what I see on TV. I'm just being optimistic.
Yeah, and honestly, before the show, we're sitting down, and Alex, you brought it up, man. It's like when you just use 3 third rounders to go out and get Tesla, and you already believe that you have the best wide receiver room in the NFL, and it's debatable, of course, but it's top 5, and you go out and you get this guy at wide receiver who we all liked out of Kentucky, some great yak ability, some playmaking ability. But this team continues to go for player over need. And I'm sorry, but this to me is a situation, and I thought you brought it up perfectly, Alex. The safety need outweighed your desire for a fun wide receiver in the 5th round.
1,000%. 1,000%. All right, look, quick commercial break. We'll come back and get into more Lions. Also, we have some second hour show. We also have, I got some stuff on the Spurs and the Knicks. We'll get into that a little bit towards the end of the show.
Peasants.
Tigers as well. You can say what you want to. But first, let's get a message in.
Planet and Supreme Lending.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. Over 27 gyms around this country. It's the gym for you. You see what's going on right there. You see that. You see that feel good. Health feels good, man, and I do that at Planet Fitness.
Don't feel judged by his biceps.
Oh, it's not judged. No, I'm not judging. I'm just telling you, man. Look, you can just be starting your journey, but Planet Fitness is where you can do it at, man. They bring in new equipment on the monthly, different machines, different ways to pique your interest. Not everybody likes every machines, but when you have as many machines as they do, you can find something that fits what you like to do. No judgment here. Trainers on staff. It's just a good place to come in, pump some mire, run on the cardio, do whatever you want to do. Get in, get out. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness.
Do you want to switch your status from peasant to first-time homeowner? It's home buying season, guys, and we are partnered with our fine friends over at Supreme Lending. You see Chris and Chad there. Listen, we got an awesome partnership working with them. That means 0% down payment programs. That means up to $500 off of your appraisal. All you got to do is mention Woodward. Listen, if you're in refinance mode, if you want to upgrade your home, or you're looking for your first home, you got to make the call today. Get the ball rolling with Supreme Lending now.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Tigers are the best team in baseball. Get the best coverage in Detroit right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Scooble start, every green homer, and all the action can be followed on all of our social media. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's World Series or bust, Detroit, and we are here for the ride. Woodward Sports. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
My guy on the B-side, you saw him in the studio earlier this week. He is the guy. State's Title Agency, they just do it the right way, man. They make things simple, they make it convenient, and they want to make sure you feel valued. Over 20 years of experience, this is the right group, man. The B's expertise, he can guide any title, any escrow. He can make things happen. And they also have late night closings. They have weekend closings by appointment. You gotta rock with the State's Title Agency, man, because they just understand the business and they make it simple and convenient. For all your title needs, make sure you hit up the football coach, Mr. Deeds.
Hey. And we back.
We are definitely back, man. I feel like 52 likes, man. I appreciate that for the first hour. I know it's Friday. It's
We're
summertime.
Not even there yet. We still got 8 minutes.
100%. I know it's Friday. People trying to get up north, have a good time, enjoy your weekend. So we definitely appreciate you. Any comments?
We want 8
super
more.
chats?
8 more likes.
Let's get 8 more likes.
Before the 3 o'clock hour, we got some super chats. We'll clear up when we start the third hour, the second hour, should I say. But again, guys, we need you to share the show. That has been huge for us, and we appreciate y'all. #1 online sports network in the state.
1,000%, and we're only getting better. Let's stick with the Lions conversation for a little bit. There's still conversation, still sound out of Allen Park OTAs. You love him, and he has now moved from the right tackle to the left tackle.
Monster.
Here's Penei Sewell talking about the transition and the move.
How do you feel with making the switch?
I mean, I feel like everybody in the world now has a good understanding of how the switch is. I mean, there's other players in the league that talked about it. And so for me personally right now, I think it's just cool. Just take it day by day and just focus on that. Control what's right in front of me. I feel like I've looked too far ahead. It could be frustrating, but you just got to keep coming to the building each and every day, finding something to get better at.
What's the hardest part of that switch?
I mean, you can just look it up. Everybody's already talked about it, so I'm not really going to be the really just reinnovate all that. So it's just different. You're switching your whole stance and everything. So, but it is what it is.
You know what this is? This is called Year 6. I am a leader on this team. I'm a vet. We got our ass whooped last year, and it was my side of the ball, and it was my position, the offensive line position, excuse me, that did not get it done. I'm tired of answering these questions. I'm here to play football and get better. Also, realistically, I didn't understand that energy. What he wanted to get up there and say is like, I played left tackle first. I got drafted to be a left tackle. They moved me to right tackle to help out Taylor Decker and to make our offensive line the best that it can be. I became the best right tackle in the game. Me and Lane Johnson going back and forth. I now have moved from that position, which I'm now the best at, back to the position that I originally played.
You dominated
that I
in
actually
college.
like a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Like Graham Glasgow told us, I'd rather play right guard than play center. This is Penei Sewell in so many words saying, don't ask me these effing questions. I'm literally a left tackle by nature, and don't worry, when September happens, you will see me kick ass at left tackle too.
See, and I wanted to ask you that question because I've seen some people online who believe that Penei Sewell might be a little frustrated with the move to left tackle. And in reality, I wonder if the question is there frustration with the move, or is he just ready to play football, just from your experience around it?
He's ready to play football. Like, offensive linemen don't like a lot of repetitions questions. They don't necessarily like to be up there answering questions in the first place, especially guys like Penei. He likes to do all his talking on the field, 1,000%. And that's more so what it is. Like, it's not about frustrated at the move. Penei has known since day one that this was a potential. I'm not saying that it was 1,000% going to be. He's known from day one that this was a potential. We talked about him potentially moving from right tackle when he got here. 2020, we talked about it.
Every year,
2021, we talked about it. 2022, when you started to see, 2023, when you started to see Taylor Decker, like, uh-oh, looks a little old in there. You knew it was happening. We were asking that question. So I believe he's always known that not possibility, that it was going to, in fact, happen. And now that it's happened, he just understands that this is my natural position. And get it out of your heads. And I feel like that energy, that's that player energy. When you have energy like that around a question, the media gets it. They get the energy, and you know what they stop doing? They stop asking that question.
That's right. You know, I'm the more we're playing the clips of Dan from yesterday, the clip about Kerby that we just saw, this clip from Penei, and all the other stuff that we've seen, very different from last offseason. Team coming off
How so?
15-2 record, you know, got kind of housed at their own house.
Not kind of.
Yeah, not right.
Not kinda.
But they came back, you know, with endorsements and podcasts, and we're the cat's pajamas, man. And then they got their ass handed to them to the tune of 9-8. And they are humble and pissed. And that's what I start to really see through all of these. To be honest with you, this is the energy I want to see out of this team.
Yeah, see, what happened with the Detroit Lions, and this is my thought, Alex, let me know what you think about this, is you know how the Lions fans don't want it? They always have the excuses, which are the injuries.
Yes, sir.
Just that one. The Lions fans make excuses about the injuries every year. It's a real one. I get it. Kerby Joseph's gone. Brian Merritt's gone. Blah, blah, blah. I heard it. Jack Campbell missed. Oh, I understand that. You know what I feel like? I feel like last year that was the Lions, and that was their energy in the offseason. You know what? Yeah, we lost to the Commanders, but we went 15-2. And we know if we would have had –
spot on right there, bro.
We know if we would have had David Montgomery, if we would have had Aiden Hutchinson, if we would have had, that was the energy. And so that's what they walked into the offseason last year. It's like, man, we only lost that game because of injury. And then they went out there, some bad front office moves, some bad playership, some more injuries. And now this year they realized, no, it's because we weren't necessarily doing the things that we did to get to 2024. That was the energy, and that's what the Lions fan base needs to do. You need to get on the same page as the players. The players aren't looking at the excuse that we had injury players. Players are looking at the excuse we didn't do enough.
Chuck Brewer in the chat, nobody should have any concern about Sewell. It's so far down the list of things to worry about, he's far more worried about the guy washing the uniforms using too much starch.
I like it. I'm 100%. I agree with that. That's what we're saying here, too.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not an athlete like on your level, Braylon, right? But I am
an
athlete.
So
don't
downplay yourself, but you're about to represent the country out here.
But we can both agree that there is something in the athlete's world called noise. There is something we deal with called noise, right? I have dealt with noise. When I come off a match getting my ass whooped 0-10, there is something called noise, and that is what the Lions have been hearing this entire past year is the noise. Those dreaded 3 letters, you know, what could have happened is playing over and over in their head. They're ready to get their heads down and just go to work. And you can see it. Every player, when they're up on that podium, is got a stopwatch. Like, get me off this podium, get me on the field, let me get ready to work, right? You know, if some people have even noticed that the St. Brown podcast marketing has gone way down right? I don't see that nearly as much as I was seeing it towards the end of last season, right? You got even the player like St. Brown's like, okay, no, it's time to lock in. It's time to go at it. The noise is getting loud in their heads. As the kids say, the saxophones are getting louder, right? It's time to lock in. It's time to go to work, right? You get it. You hear the noise. I hear the noise. They're hearing the noise. And now it's time to put their ass in gear and represent this town.
I appreciate that you said that. There was an article that came out, and I meant to send it in so we could talk about it. It was Victor Wembanyama. My dad sent it to me. It was about Victor Wembanyama and the things that he won't do and the brands that he won't with and the distractions that he's not willing to take on. And it's about the mindset. And I'll get into the deeper part of the conversation. But those true leaders, those individuals that want to lead men, be leaders of men, they're like Amon-Ra St. Brown, where you can look at yourself and say, you know what? I like what I'm doing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with what I'm doing, but I do think there's something wrong with maybe putting too much time into this when the thing that got me here is not working. Unlike certain individuals in Dallas that now play for the Green Bay Packers, who I am a fan of, but two things can be true. Micah Parsons didn't shut the podcast down when the Cowboys have been what they've been. Like, they've got worse and worse and worse, and the podcast got more and more and more and grew and grew and grew. Amon-Ra St. Brown's looking at Kool-Aid like, you know what? I can do one guest per month as opposed to the 2 a week I was cranking out last year.
Yeah, and that's the thing, when you look at the Lions and when you pair Amon-Ra St. Brown's comments to this thing, I believe that there was a little bit of reality that set in. Yeah. This team, since they've gotten here, have been told, you guys are going to be great. You guys are going to be next level. They see themselves get to All-Pro. They see themselves do things here that nobody has done. Not even some of the greatest players in the NFL in Lions history have done here. They were the ones who accomplished that. And to hear Amon-Ra, kind of talk about the dose of reality that they got from this previous season, that they really didn't get. I didn't sense that they got it after they lost against San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
I didn't sense it after the Commanders either. It felt as if they're like, nah, this is who we are. Now I get a sense of they are ready to work. They are working. Not that they weren't prior, but with a completely different mindset as it relates to what it takes to not get lapped up by other people who are hungry. This is a league of hungry players. This is a league where if you don't get it in like 3.5 years, you may never have it. And so I believe that fire has been kind of reignited underneath them, and that's why I believe they're itching to get back on the field to show people what they used to be. That's what we fell in love with. It was their passion for the game. It was their passion for going out there and completely taking people apart, and that's what Dan Campbell epitomized in his first press conference. And now you're looking at a team that hit that road, that hit that bumpy road again, and now they're realizing, wait, we're down. Man, we got to stand back up.
1,000%. This is the real behind that side of it. When you hear that when you get drafted in Amon-Ra got drafted in 2020. He was 21. He got drafted in 21. When you get drafted in 21 and you've been hearing all this, the Lions have been this for 87 years, or 97 years, 200 years, 400 years, 500 years. They've been this bad. They've been this terrible. You can't win in Detroit. He didn't want to come to Detroit. He wasn't happy they called his name. When you hear that and you think one thing, and then in the span of 3 years, you go from the worst organization in professional sports to in a space where you were up 17 points and about to go to the Super Bowl. When it happens that fast, you cannot be appreciative of it. Because in your mind, it's like,
that's true.
It's like, you know what? This is all the time. I'll bet. This is what it is. Year 2, we won 9 games. Year 3, we're sitting at 12-5 in the NFC Championship, whooping up on San Francisco. This is going to be for life. And then in 2024, you win 15 games in 2024.
The 1 seed.
No, the 1 seed. You got to buy at the crib for the first time in 30-plus years. Then you lose to the Washington Commanders. But, oh, wait, David Montgomery technically shouldn't have played in the game. Oh, Aiden Hutchinson.
All those ifs.
Aiden Hutchinson was hurt. Oh, Carlton Davis was hurt. Oh, this guy was hurt. So now to your point, you know what? All right, bet. You know what? All right, injuries are the reason why. Last year, they did run into that wall that you talk about, Kool-Aid, and I think last year is that reset where you're like, no, this doesn't happen all the time. No, it can't just be this easy. It has to be met with the same sense of urgency and the same sense of work that you saw them putting in when they were on Hard Knocks in 2021. You saw them putting it in, and you saw what it could become.
Because we saw their mistakes increase in ways that they normally don't. We saw them.
How many passes did Amon-Ra St. Brown drop last year?
Way too much.
Like, if you ask me before the season started last year, who had the best hands out of any wideout in the NFL, I would have told you 3 names. One, as long as DeAndre Hopkins is in the NFL, he is number 1. He is number 1. 2, Devontae Adams, and 3, Amon-Ra St. Brown. In no particular order.
For honorable mention.
In no particular
Some
order.
weeks it was St. Brown. He was like not dropping anything. Anything came his way, he was catching it. And then last year, just
and what that is he didn't lose his skill. He didn't lose his hands. Distractions, focus, frustrations. That's what happens. So I believe that's what you saw last year, and I love the conversation that we're having because you're seeing that they're focused on one thing and one thing only, whatever that one thing is, to make this team a better version of itself.
I want to respond to a couple of things that you mentioned. This franchise became experts at how to handle losing when they were bad because they still kept packing the house. Decade after decade after being bad.
Yeah.
But now that they're good and they have true, reasonable expectations, they're kind of bad at handling losing.
Yeah.
They like to blame it. As Alex said, it's what did you use? What did the D word you use? What was it? Denial. There it is right now. But
it's more than just a river in Egypt.
That's right. But
that's what encouraged me with Amon-Ra's comments.
But the interesting thing that I like about this, and I want to bring it back to Amon-Ra because you mentioned that he didn't want to be here, right?
When he first got drafted?
Correct.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to be here. In fact, this franchise victimized player after player, decade after decade.
That's a real thing because when I got drafted by Cleveland, and once I got to Cleveland, and once I understood what Cleveland was, I did not want to be there.
And the victim mentality that everyone else, the other 52, they're going to bring you down, and you're going to join as 53 in that same mindset. Yeah. Shout out to Dan and Brad, who for the first time since the 50s have created a culture where these players look at it as a challenge now, not as I'm a victim. I got drafted to Detroit. I can't wait to get out of here in free agency so they can throw me my exodus party that we heard about. That was a real thing. Former Lions players throwing parties for Lions players that just left the city. So now I think that a lot of these guys are coming in. Blake Miller's coming in. I heard you can't win in Detroit. I'm taking that as a challenge. Certainly we've seen Amon-Ra embrace that challenge in his time here in Detroit.
Yeah, 1,000%. They've all embraced it. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I think I really believe we are cooking a chat. I hope you appreciate the same thing in the conversation. I think that conversation, that attitude, that kind of that angst, that anxiety that you're seeing from these players at the podium, they just ready to get back to
looking
business.
In their pocket for September, Bray.
But you know what? I will tell you this: if ever there was something to be excited for. Like, we've been trying to find ways. What is the reason you buy into the Lions? What are the 3 reasons? Who is the player? What is the belief? What is the ideology? Them being pissed about where they now are and what's being said about them, maybe that's the thing that you can hope for. Maybe that's the thing that you can point to and say, oh, they ain't taking nothing on the chin anymore. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll come back with more show. Let's get into the Tigers a little bit. The Pistons have some noise as well. Also, Super chats, but also, too, want to let you know about a move that is happening within the network, within this show. That's going to be a good move for everybody involved.
Build the team even
believe 100%. So let's get a message in from.
Hey, you know what? We got 2 from Anson. That is Loom and no, Lumen and Water Hazard. You have Water Hazard.
I got the Water Hazard.
I get so excited to tell you all about Loom because you guys know I love me some Loom. I love Loom like Justin loves buzzing, man. They got some new flavors out. But listen, let Woodward be your plug. See it right there, WSN30 or that QR code. Use it online at loom.com or use it in person. Save yourself 30%. It is the boutique dispensary of Detroit. They've got 40 in Michigan alone. And honestly, the product is top notch, guys. So listen, first time you go there, you're getting free stuff. First 3 times you get there, you're getting free stuff. So get there, loom.com.
The water hazard. You know what time it is. Founders took 15 years to get to this point, but they are now here. They have their vodka in a can. It's a vodka-based cocktail, 5% ABV, the citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. It is also the very first canned cocktail from Founders, and you know Founders Brewing, they do it well. They took their time because they wanted to get it right. You've probably seen the bright blue drink. Yeah, that's the water hazard. Best served with ice and a slice, and that slice is preferably a lemon slice, if you will. Drink responsibly, but enjoy it for the summer.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kerby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Put down that afternoon coffee and get up on Thrive Energy Pouches. New flavor actually just dropped. Todd was in the other day. Cinnamon is just as good as peach, in my opinion. But Anson, check it out. This ain't yo daddy's dip. Tobacco-free, nicotine-free, mental powerhouse. No crash, no jitters. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use that promo code, though, for 50% off. WSN. 50% off your entire order. Found exclusively at all Market, Fresh, and Market Square locations. Thrive Clean Energy. They flip and work, y'all.
Hey, listen, you know who else works? Pure Psych. They work for you. Whether you're dealing with PTSD, anxiety, whether you just want to get some counseling started, dealing with a breakup, whatever it might be, head to PurePsychMI.com. They create a tailored just for you treatment. It's not cookie cutter. These are the professionals, and they are all through Michigan as well as Northern Ohio. So again, check them out. PurePsychMI.com.
And we back.
And we are back. I see Randall over there. He's in the studio and in the chat.
I know you were saying he's going to be in the chat. I was going to bring that
Randall's
up, too.
in both.
Randall, man. Legend in the chat and the studio.
What up, though?
Appreciate having Randall here, man. 1,000%, man. I appreciate you guys, too.
And that Tigers orange, too.
I see it, man. He's holding on hope, man. Look, they got 3 games in a row. You see Woo on the mound tonight versus Framber Valdez. You know, maybe we can get 4 tonight. You know, what would you take? You taking the Tigers tonight? You know what?
Randall
said, heck
yes. I'm going yes.
I'm with Randall, man.
Glaber, baby. Glaber's back.
Glaber Torres on the mound. The Iron Horse.
Not on the mound, but
I meant
Tigers are back, baby.
I was saying 2 things.
Glaber's looked really good through the first 2 games, too, man. Setting the table, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have anybody.
They got 98 more left.
Elevating confidence.
And I'll tell you what, we got about 98 super chats to get through, too, my friend. So listen, we're kicking it off with the Like Police. We love you. He's always popping that cherry each day's show. Neither one kept their word. Stevie didn't get Larkin any help. Larkin didn't show up when we needed him to. Michael Weary follows up again. We love Stevie, but he's not a GM.
Let me go back to the last one. It says neither one of them did their job, and that's fair. If you want to say that Larkin didn't play his best, it's fine. There were moments when he wasn't clutch as he could be at that position. But if you say that Stevie Y didn't get him the help he needed, then take a deeper look at that question.
Did he? I don't think he did.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so what came first, the chicken or the egg?
The chicken, the GM chicken to make moves.
Okay.
Two chicken to make them damn moves.
All right.
Labartney.
Shout out
from
to
the
Labartney
Middle
in that
East,
comment
baby.
too, man.
He's the best.
I appreciate you, brother.
Back-to-back $10.
Ooh,
Shout out chat, Mike G, Crazy Clown, Nitty Gritty, Mike Wary, Tammy, and everyone else. And then following up with another one. Spenny said it best. We read it before, but I got to read it again.
Read it again.
This is no longer Hockey Town. We don't deserve to be called a Hockey Town. This has become a joke of a franchise. The Red Wings became what we used to joke about, a Mickey Mouse org.
That's a real situation. That is a real thing. To be honest, the only thing that I can compare it to, and just off the top, thinking about it, is maybe the fall off of the Boston Celtics in the 90s. The Celtics go from having the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, having all that history and all that tradition and all those championships, to when Bird blew his back out, 90 till 2008.
And they were bad in the 70s, too. It was Bird that saved their ass.
That's right.
And because they took him a year before he graduated, which he used to be able to do.
But even that hurts. Even to say, like, even people that don't watch, like, I'm not going to lie to you. I do this show, I do this network. I'm probably watching start to finish 3 Red Wing games a year. Now, I'm watching the highlights on the daily. I'm checking the stats on the daily. I'm watching what people have to say on the daily. I'm talking to Justin. I'm talking to Spenny. D-Max, my big bro, so I'm filled in on what's going on. But I'm watching. I know exactly what a Hockey Town feels like. I know exactly what Hockey Town means. I know the lore. I know how it started. I know the moments. I know the feelings. I know the parade. I know the energy. Like, whether you were watching hockey games or not, that spirit is a win. Being able to say Hockey Town is a win. You go out of town and say, yeah, I'm from Detroit. Oh, you from Hockey Town. You didn't even watch hockey, but you're like, yeah, I'm from Hockey Town. Yeah, well, they be throwing octopuses on the ice and all that kind of stuff.
Hey.
Or octopi, excuse me. Get my vernacular correct. No. But now, when you say this is no longer Hockey Town, that resonates. You feel that.
Octopussy was a great James Bond.
It was.
Really good.
Yeah,
really good. View to a Kill, Grace Jones. That was my first one I saw in the theater.
Damn. First one you saw in theater, yeah.
So, Inkster to LA. Inkster to LA. Now, my man.
That's a hell of a transition.
You won something a long time ago.
Shout out Inkster.
I don't know if I got it to you because I could never find you in the chat. If I send it to you, hit me up and let me know. If I didn't, hit me up and let me know. Anson at woodwardsports.com. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. $5 super chat. Inkster to LA. Love this one. Perfectly timed. So since the captain did it in other places, building a winner, is it the owner?
And that's
when the owner got 2 teams here. That's the litmus test.
I always ask that question. Like, is 2 teams enough? Too much for Chris Ilitch?
Well, they're doing the same damn thing.
Yeah. That
1,000%. So but let me ask you this, and this is what I was trying to, because that's a great comment, it's a great question. But that's what I was asking earlier is
maybe it's too much.
But with that being said, Stevie Y is a guy that if anybody could ask for more, challenge more, say this is what it needs, this is not going to work, believes more enough. Like, Stevie Yzerman isn't Scott Harris, who just has to contend with whatever Chris Ilitch is going to allow, whatever he's going to do. He's not Brad Holmes, where Brad Holmes, whatever Sheila Hamp says, goes. Like, this is just
whatever
my
the
job.
board says goes.
Stevie Y has pushback because he's like, I helped you get 4 of those Stanley Cups. I helped grow your net worth. I helped make this
Bro, I was babysitting you,
Chris's uncle.
Yeah,
for real. I was going to say.
That's what I'm saying.
I am your father.
It's different for him. Like, 2 things can be true. Shout out to Neil Rule. Watch him on the morning show with Sean Belize. Watch him. But 2 things can be true. Like, Chris Ilitch, 1,000% catch. There's some firing in this. But Stevie Y, like, where is your belief in Hockey Town, which you helped create?
I'm blaming the owners. Labartney, another one. Shout out Branch. That was the first Lions jersey he ever purchased.
Brian Branch is awesome.
BB.
That's the only Lions jersey I've ever worn. I never had a Barry Sanders jersey. Yeah, you know, my affinity with the Lions. No, I didn't have any Herman Moore, none of those jerseys. It was something about Brian Branch. I bought that black jersey. Well, I ain't buy it, but it's given to me.
Man, love me some BB. Michael Wary pops in again.
The like police.
He feels BB will be back by mid-season.
I agree.
Kerby does worry him. We should have drafted or at least made a move during free agency for a safety. Something I think we can all agree on, right?
And it's not one of those things where, because look, I looked it up, I had it, and there's a bunch of safeties that go move. Brian Cook, 3 years, 40 years to the Cincinnati Bengals. 3 years, $24 million for Alohi Gilm. Cam Curl, 3 years, 36 Chicago. We're not even talking about those moves. There are other moves. Jerron Brisker signed a $5 million deal. Kevin Byard signed an $8 million deal. Geno Stone signed a one-year deal with the Buffalo Bills. No, I don't want C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But I'm just saying there are moves that could have been made for price points just to prepare yourself. You have to spend money sometimes in insurance. Most people have to have insurance. You got car insurance, health insurance, dental insurance, some type of insurance that you might have. Yeah, you never typically lose a lot of it, but you're going to. It's the what if. I think they could have allotted some money to the side to bring in a safety just for the what if.
Agreed.
Yep.
Labartney with the triple down, quintuple down. 5 more $5 super chats.
You know what? I got something for you. Autograph, Detroit Lions, current player, football. Next week, we'll have that on this because I'm tired. You guys are doing a lot, and we hasn't necessarily been rewarding you. We're not waiting for minicamp. We're not waiting for.
We were gonna, No, you can put it out there.
We were gonna wait for this one, and there's some more down the line.
We'll get them more.
This one Monday is coming.
We'll get them more.
Yeah, we'll get them more.
We'll get them more.
We'll get them more.
Let's give it to them next week.
You like that?
We got more coming.
Yeah. I like that word you're using.
More, baby.
There you go.
More.
All
Listen,
right, cool.
and more from Labartney. Shout out up north.
Hey.
Nothing beats Michigan in the summer.
What's the weather up there?
Great Lakes, no sharks, no salt, no problems. Shout out Smuggled Loom CBN gummies. Smuggled to Dubai, baby. I love that. Shout out Rando from Labartney. And for the longest time, Red Wings held me up living in NYC and Houston. Everyone knew and respected Hockey Town. I'm going to throw in here, R.I.P.
He's not lying. I mean, just to piggyback on what Bray was saying, from one brother to another, Red Wings during that time were absolutely epic. I've told this story before on the network where my mom worked for a couple of the Red Wings sponsors, was going to games and things of that nature. And, it was interesting. The first game she took me to, I love basketball. I know the passion of basketball, being in those gyms for AAU and stuff.
Basketball.
But I had never seen a town outside of just Lions, tailgating. I had never seen a town getting taken over like this outside of college sports. It was red and white everywhere. I'm talking about coming down from the people movers, coming out their cars, coming out the parking garages, coming out of everywhere, walking up to the Joe, walking up those steps. And when I got inside that building and you experienced that energy, there's not many things quite like when Hockey Town was rocking and the Red Wings scored a goal at the Joe. There wasn't many things like this. I sat back like, this is amazing. That sea of red and white, and to know that lore. The fans are still coming out trying to support. We went up there and supported Darren McCarty for Darren McCarty night about a year ago, and it was absolutely packed. The fans are still trying to do their thing, but it seems like a little bit of that luster, a little bit of that, when the Red Wings were good, it was unifying. It didn't matter what you believed in. It didn't matter what background you were from. You were right. Everyone was tapped in. Everybody was at those championship parades. We were out there on rollerblades playing hockey, bro. It was a different time, and it feels like that has just completely shifted.
The unfortunate thing is a lot of those people came out, and they didn't come out for the current Red Wings. They came out for the historic past. They came out for the nostalgia. They came out for DMAC, and they came out for the grind line, and they came out for the 4 Cups, and they came out for the past. They didn't come out with the current team, and that's what we got to get to. At some point, they got to figure it out up there, and if they got to blow the whole building up, blow the whole thing up and start over, because that's the only way that we will believe that you're truly bought in. The only way that you truly bought.
Did you ever see the movie When a Stranger Calls?
Of course.
Get out of the studio. The chats are coming from inside the studio. Randall Small, super chat. Other than Larkin, plus or minus 3-4 players gone too.
Shout out Randall Smalls back there, bro.
You know what happens is
Chants are coming from inside the studio.
just like anything else, when a leader, like when there's turmoil or when there's opposition, and the leader decides that he's gonna address and say F it. Once the leader says F it, you know what follows is more players tend to say F it. So I want to do this now. We're gonna do this a little bit later, but look, it's already 3:20. We got other things going on. It's Friday. We don't need to make this so structured. Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk Kool-Aid. So now, Kool-Aid has been with us since we started this football season last year in August. I've been with Kool-Aid here at the network for the last 4 years, 4.5, if you will. Kool-Aid, as of today, this will be his last day as a TD on this show. Now, Kool-Aid will still be with the network. Kool-Aid is taking on another role. And Kool-Aid, I want you to talk about that role. I want you to talk about what happened. And after that, I'll come back because I want to clean up some other things surrounding.
He's still
that.
part of this show.
Yes.
No, I know. I just want. Yeah, that's why. But that's why.
All right. I knew you were
Yeah.
clean up. I just want to make sure they know.
Let's let Kool-Aid do
All
it.
right.
Yeah, definitely. You know, shout out to Woodward Sports. I just celebrated 5 years, May 14th. They had reached out the December before that, May 14th, 5 years ago. So it's been a long time that I've been here at Woodward Sports and got to do a lot. Got to see them go through some ups, some downs, and made it all the way to Woodward 2.0. And sometimes I don't know if that happens without people like Stick and Joey. But the arc that kind of carried this into Woodward 2.0 was the Braylon Edwards show, you know, and this team. A couple different iterations of it, but this one felt like the brotherhood. Obviously, Anson and I have been we've been doing this for a minute, bro. So, you know what? Shout out to that dude, Justin, who will be taking over TD here. I'm proud of Justin. Justin was originally going to be the TD on this show, and he put in a good word when he was going back to college. And obviously, Braylon Edwards is my guy. But it's about things that are earned, not things that are given. And that's been, I think, the best thing about this show. And I have found new life. There's a lot of things that y'all don't know, a lot of things behind the scenes, a lot of things that, you know, we tough through. And this crew this crew has picked me up. Y'all don't understand. And Stick and Joey. So I will be still doing production here. I will be here in the building for some of these shows. But I am taking on a larger role with Woodward Pistons as well. We want to run that like a network and take that to the next level, our coverage. The network has said that they're actually going to start, you know, supporting. I love Woodward 2.0. Kool-Aid getting to road games.
Paying more money.
They told me some stuff is coming. I'm touched right now. That's all I can say. I am for real. I'm trying to keep it together. But they're putting a lot behind the Pistons stuff here. I know I'll be working with Anton as well in that capacity, and as well as some of the other guys here. And I get the opportunity to move back into the role I was in about 1.5 years ago, a part of the head of socials team. And I look forward to getting back into that processes, charts, some of the business stuff that I went to college for, to be able to help Woodward 2.0 go to the next level. But always grateful for this show, and will still continue to be a part of Braylon Edwards Show and Woodward Sports Network.
I love you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you do. You know you're my brother. You know you're my right hand. The reason why this conversation is so important is I believe, like, since I've been working on this show, since you guys been tapping in with me, and I appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate you guys being here. Ryan Armani left. And when Ryan Armani left, there was no conversation. The conversation that should have been had, Ryan Armani chose to go to WJR. It was in best interest for him. It was the best interest of his family.
Still a friend of the network.
It was still a friend of the network. He moved on, and I stayed with the next host. The next host situation popped out with Matt Shepard. Matt Shepard, he was a carry-on from the last ownership. Ownership is now different. They chose to go in a different way. Maz, love Maz to death. Maz is still part of the network. You saw him on the morning show. The decision to take him off the Braylon Edwards show was not mine. It was the network's decision, and they moved him to the morning show. All the TDs that I've had, whether it was JB, Kool-Aid, Fletch, Parker, KG, Pete,
Pinball.
those
Pinball
are
Pete,
not
baby.
my decisions.
No.
Those were not my decisions.
How many
Those
audio
decisions.
guys?
Audio guy, I can't even count all the audio guys. Some of them still work here. Funny or not, shout out to KG.
Shout out Cam holding it down for a minute now.
Fish was my first one. Shout out to Fish. Fish was the first host. So the reason why I said it, this is the first time that we could have a conversation while the individual still worked here, so you can understand from his own mouth what it was. So there it is. That's the
conversation. A lot of love in the chat right now. I appreciate that. Bartney with the congrats Kool-Aid on a $5 super chat. A lot of love for the Woo crew. Love our guy in the morning.
Yes, sir. Broder and I will still be on Sundays. So,
and the other thing, guys, is listen, he's part of this show team still. He's got
production
a lot
side
of stuff that he's going to be handling with social media, and a huge bite he's going to be chewing on when it comes to NBA and Pistons stuff. But you better believe, when we're talking Pistons, when we're talking NBA,
Kool-Aid
we'll be tapping into some Kool-Aid. The
Kool-Aid
will be flowing.
So we're, yeah!
Can we get him to bust through the wall?
100% one time.
Okay, no, wait. Brady, I got to hold you up here.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat asked something specific.
Okay.
Mike G.
I rock with Mike
G. I gave you two things. You did them both. And we aren't going to have them bust through the wall. But Kool-Aid, I'm going to need you to stand up and give us the percolator.
Yeah.
I need it to happen.
You know
Mike G needs it to happen. A few people in the chat want it to happen.
Let me get the video. We'll get that at some point. Let me get the video ready, and we'll definitely do something.
They're ready.
You want to take a commercial break?
Middle-aged sneaker chick.
Yeah,
another $5 super chat. Congratulations, Kool-Aid. She is so proud of you, and so are we.
Thank you to the chat family, man. Like I said, this is about Woodward Sports.
Speaking of those jobs I'm talking about, speaking of middle-aged sneaker chick, how you doing, middle-aged sneaker chick? I saw her working in one of those jobs I'm talking about, and she ain't had no attitude. She ain't have attitude. She was as friendly as could be.
She's wonderful.
Which proves my point. You don't have to be a tool if you work one of these jobs. All right, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll pay some bills, and we'll come back. It's time for the percolator.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
It's time for the percolator.
Let's go, buddies. And then massage chair. Shout out Stitch.
Speaking of percolating, they've been percolating the best pizza in the world for 80 years at Buddy's Pizza. We're talking about the Detroit-style deep dish, all right? And Woodward has partnered up to save you 20% on your orders from them. So when you head on over to buddyspizza.com, put in that code word you see above my head, Woodward20, we're going to save you that 20% off. But you can also save up to $200 off of catering. So you want to have that Buddy's Pizza party this summer? Hook it up at buddyspizza.com.
And I got to tell you guys about Massage Chair House. You guys already know you got to scan that QR code to get a jump on this information. What is it? It's at Massage Chair House. It is the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. They carry top tier brands like Infinity and Osaki. We used to have the Infinity, and I'm telling you guys, it is relaxation redefined. Like, I don't even use things like this, but you see all of the rest of the guys at the studio, one by one, using the chair, and it's been amazing. Shout out to my dog, Stick, man.
Massage chair.
It was almost like this. It had hands. It was like this, man. I'm so serious. And you can experience this too. I don't know if it comes with Stick, but I do know that Dr. Eric Duncan will be there, the Wellness Doc, creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket for ultimate recovery and relaxation. And everybody, wish Stick safe travels back to the sunny island. Island Mon. Shout out.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Thrive Energy Pouches give me the energy and clarity to find and beat the shit out of every opportunity that shows its face.
Live and direct, I'm back on set action. Create the wave, we cannonball splash 'em. Right court swinging, get your head chopped. Point blank, dead stop. 16 bars in a headlock.
Thrive Energy Pouches are for the people who actually want to win, not for the crybabies out there who are happy with a participation award. There's zero sugar, so give Thrive a try.
Listen, you've seen so many great Detroit athletes over the years throwing major praise at the Yaldo Eye Center. Listen, I know my dad went there. I know friends that went there. And honestly, it changed their lives. 30 years plus experience, over 100,000 procedures, LASIK surgery. It's completely painless. Takes just 8 minutes. The recovery's so fast, you're back to 2020 the next day, guys. Summer promotion, big deal. $16.99 per eye, regardless of your prescription. It's a one-time investment that will change your life. So wake up with clear vision. Book your consultation today with Yaldo Eye Center at yaldoeyecenter.com/1699. And listen, guys, last week, again, I can't stop talking about it. We had so much fun in Troy at the Mortgage Pros 4th annual block party. The vibes, the energy of everybody there was amazing. You could tell they loved working there, and it's honestly changing their life. So if you're looking for that change in your life, if you're ready to bust through the ceiling, bring in 6 figures into your annual life, you can do it with Mortgage Pros. You can find them there at mtgopros.com, 248-416-1361. Mortgage Pros, let the pros handle it. And why don't you become one of those pros? Change your life.
And we back.
And we are back. You know what? I would be remiss if on a Friday in which the San Antonio Spurs play the New York Knicks.
Huh?
I said Knicks. You say what you want. Because here's the thing. Why do you call them the Peasants? Okay, hear me out on this one. This is a fair question. Why do you call them the Peasants when you only call the fan base the Peasants?
So no. It's the franchise and the fan base and the city and all of it.
Okay, fair.
Can we get that on the back wall, please? Can we just show them what would happen if they won? A peasant revolt. There you have it.
Can you do one for the Bears?
Dead
too?
Spurs on the ground. Look at the dead Spurs laying everywhere.
Okay, hold on. Hey. This will not turn into yesterday. We don't need. Whenever you see these colors, the levels rise. So we don't need that. What I will say is, to Anson's credit, I do agree that if they won, you would see this.
We all know that.
And the reason why is because, do you remember when the Yankees won their first playoff series in a long time? Was it 3 years ago, 2 years ago? And they almost burned the city down. They won one playoff game. And this is the team that has the most championships.
53 years for this one.
So, I 100%.
53
you said what,
years.
Alex?
I said this graphic is an underreaction of what was.
You're right, bro. You're right.
Yeah, because you need to have like the Empire State Building like leaning on Madison.
AI told me. AI said we can't do that.
You remember that 2001 Godzilla movie? It's gonna look like that.
With Matthew Broderick and the dude that played Leon the Professional. That movie was horrible.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest, guys.
I was so mad at that movie because I've always told you guys I used to work at the Star Southfield way back in the day, man. Shout out to the Star. Like, I learned my game back in the day. But when that movie came out, I was so excited. I said, okay, Godzilla's coming out. This is gonna be dope. Matthew Broderick, and they kept showing the trailer. And then Taco Bell always does all the the food promotions and stuff. I went to see that movie. I was like, you have got to be serious. Wow. I never watched that movie a second time. But yes, it would be like that, where all the baby dinosaurs were running around Madison Square Garden, slipping on Skittles.
I wish you guys could see my first prompt.
Yeah.
Because AI came back with no, you're breaking all of our our terms and conditions. You can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah. I won't do that. That's not allowed. But this is what we came up with. And yes, this is an underreaction of what would actually happen. Now,
this looks like Doc.
To your question, my friend, which one looks like
Not Doc Pierce, but Doc Macaroon. Oh, yeah. He looks just like Doc.
He's a troublemaker. I love Doc.
Yeah, I love Doc too. He was spitting that game.
They have 1-0 yet, Braylon.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just talk.
First and foremost, they have 1-0 yet
let's talk
for
about
53 years. All right, the game.
Yeah.
If you watch the game and you love basketball, you turn that game off at some point.
But now,
okay.
I get that.
That's fair, right?
Yeah, it is. But can we talk about the game tonight? What did we see from the Spurs? What did we see from the Knicks? I get the officiating.
Kool-Aid, I just want to talk about Peasants, man. He wants to talk about games and predictions.
Kool-Aid, let me bring the conversation. Let me swing the conversation over to you and let Anson collect. And then once the conversation
I'm collected, damn it. You just won't let me do it.
I'm just saying, like, Kool-Aid, what do you see tonight? This is a game where the Spurs, I know we don't like to deal in the must-wins, but I think this is a must-win for the San Antonio Spurs. They're at home. They gave up game one. Wemby did not look like he was ready for this moment, and I think you started to see some of the lapses in his team where people had questions about them being able to win it this year versus next year.
Definitely, and you know what? The New York Knicks, they gave Wemby a little bit of the treatment that we saw the East Conference teams give Jalen Duren, and you're right. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get used to, especially when a team is they're zoning in on you. And I believe this, that the San Antonio Spurs have gotten so reliant on Wemby just being otherworldly that it caught up with them as well. Now, do I believe that that's kind of like a little bit of the smack, the jolt in the mouth? Yes, because they just took out SGA and the Thunder. You talk about the emotional high on that and the build-up on that. You saw how Wemby at least responded and reacted. He comes into that game against Brunson. Brunson, you got to understand, he's been beaten and battered and bruised in these NBA playoffs over the years. His team going all in to be the championship team, getting a lot of ridicule.
Those
Coaches
flops
don't want
add
to come.
up. You're right.
Those flops do add up, but they have fallen short. So you got these people who are a little bit more gritty for the moment, and I believe that that's what kind of caught San Antonio, their lack of experience, by surprise. But Wemby's special. I believe he locks back in, and he gives Anson a little bit more of what he wants to see, and that would be oh goodness, I can't say it right now.
Either of
a
these
New York
teams
Knicks
win,
loss,
bro. I don't want to see either of them win, but no.
What's the lesser of the evils?
54 years needs to happen.
What's the lesser of the evils for you?
Spurs.
I don't want a peasant revolt. Do you want the Empire City to burn down? Come on, we don't want
that.
People would get hurt. Insurance premiums would rise. Come on, man.
We didn't even talk about this.
This is great.
Like, how did we not talk about this? Like, we've seen this in soccer, FIFA, World Cup. You've seen it in the Super Bowl almost every single year. I've never seen somebody.
Wemby's smiling.
Yeah, he kind of posed for it, dog.
I know that.
I love that.
Because it's not going to hurt him.
Because Wemby's the best.
He wanted to face that. You see Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson was looking very, confused. But what is this? Like, nowadays, you can pay, because he came from the front court seats, didn't he?
Yeah, he darted in and they got him off quickly.
So
he
what is this
snapped
for?
The most expensive selfie of all time right there, though.
Yeah, we know he's going to jail. He'll have to pay a fine.
He's going to have to pay, but his social media banging today.
Yeah. Is the trade-off is worth it?
Hell yes, it is. This isn't game 32.
Yeah.
This is game 1 of the finals versus the Peasants. It's a really big media market in Peasant Town.
I was told, Kool-Aid, that small ball doesn't win championships. However, when I look at the backcourt of the New York Knicks, regardless of the refs and things like that, Josh Hart is 6'3". Jalen Brunson is 6'3". And they're cooking with grease right now. What say you?
That's why I think Jalen Brunson, if they win, and to this point gets a lot of credit because he believed in his guys. That's when I tell you it's really about the heart of the team, the size of the heart of the team, not necessarily the size of the player from a measurable standpoint, height and all that type of stuff. We see this squad, they knew what they had. They knew what they could do together. Kind of reminds me a little bit of this show. I know Anson doesn't want to be, compared to the Peasants or the Knicks. But you see this team, they knew what they had. Yeah. And as they continue to take losses, unlike other squads like the Trae Young-led Atlanta Hawks, other teams like the Orlando Magic, he's figuring this thing out. Like the Philadelphia 76ers, that they got everything given to them to go out there and win. Those teams didn't quite recover from effectively getting punched down. Now, this squad, though, having already won championship and ships together from Villanova, I believe that that's where this is coming from now. You see this heart. He refused to be anybody's second fiddle throughout his career, too. That's another thing. Playing with other top stars, he refused it. And I believe right now he's refusing to be second fiddle even in this series. Whether they win or lose, I believe that Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and some of these guys without the measurables, and you have to even look at their centers. They're not going to be taller than Wemby. These guys are finding ways right now to allow that to not really be a matter. I didn't think that would at all happen. We're sitting here thinking that Jalen Duren wasn't going to have a field day with the New York Knicks bigs. Instead, you look at them playing against Wemby, who is tremendously better, and they've started off with a great, great game plan. But I think it's their heart, man.
I'm glad you brought that up, man. The Nova Knicks.
Count that baby in a foul.
Like, it's legitimately the Nova Knicks.
Yeah.
Villanova, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo before he left. Like, this team has won together, man. They won 2 championships in the span of 3 years in NCAA. Like, winning matters. It's not necessarily what level you win on. It's being able to win. Being able to win a championship means you went through the struggle. You understand what it takes. You understand what the moments are. And Kool-Aid, to that fact, I'll add it's their experience as champions. It's also that fourth quarter experience because they're able to be efficient in the fourth. They're able to be clutch in the fourth because that's when assholes get tight. That's when they get very tight. And if you've been in that situation, if you won in that situation before, it doesn't matter what level, you understand what those moments are and you're able to calm. And that's what you saw. Yes, you saw the referees hold the whistle. Yes, you saw a little bit of this. Yes, you saw Jalen Brunson double dribble because I damn sure saw it. But you also saw Jalen Brunson put on a show. You also saw Mikal Bridges play defense, which is why they spent 87 first-round picks to get him, which I still don't agree with. But you're seeing them understand those moments versus the Spurs and their younger players.
Vomit.
I didn't want to say all those things either, bro.
One word.
I didn't either, but it's just so glaring now. And Jalen Brunson, he won that clutch player of the year 2 years ago, the actual award. But like Braylon said, realistically, he's been that the last 4 years running. He's what we see in terms of clutch, shades of what I know Cade can be, shades of what he showed his rookie season, where I think he can get. But honestly, I believe that is carrying them. When you talked about things get tight, Jalen Brunson is playing on a completely different level. That's where we see some of these teams that they've beaten fall apart. But during that same time, Jalen Brunson has been magnificent. Think about how great the defense was that Osar Thompson played on him. But you go back and you look at those last 2 to 5 minutes of every game against the Pistons in last year's playoffs, and there was no turnovers. It was just straight buckets and hitting all his free throws. And that's what makes Jalen Brunson so special. When it gets down to that winning time, he just doesn't really miss. And it reminds me of like Chauncey, like Chauncey was like a light version of that, in my opinion. Like he didn't take all the shots and have the 1A that Jalen Brunson did, but when they got to crunch time, you knew there was no free throws being missed. You better step up on him. That's why his name is Mr. Big Shot. And I think he's the version of if Chauncey decided I'm gonna be the man, like I'm gonna take over. That's what I'm seeing out of him. And I know I see you, Anson. I see you, but it's the truth right now, bro. I can't even hate on Brunson right now.
Just add this to the
I'm sorry, I'm disappointed.
Add this to the conversation that we had yesterday, though.
Clip that face.
The conversation that we had yesterday, though, the one thing you want to add to, and we talked about
Don't hide.
The Kyrie
I still see you.
Or Jalen Brunson.
No, you just stop right there. Did you hear what he just did?
Go ahead.
Chauncey? You're going to compare him to Chauncey Billups?
Now, hold on. We don't need another meltdown. We don't need another meltdown.
I'm not melting down. He did it.
Yeah, Chauncey.
He's laughing over there.
But
we talk about the in-game ability of the two players.
But let me ask you a question. Like, Chauncey is my big brother, my mentor. Like, the reason why I got my first car is because of Chauncey. Like, a lot of things that I was able to stay away from.
And this doesn't hurt you?
No, it doesn't. Because realistically, Jalen Brunson is on the verge of doing the same thing in terms of the award. However, how he got there is much better.
You're right, Duncan. Bray worked in the Gotham City, New York market. That's why he's got the
It's
love.
not that. No, like realistically, I saw no. It has nothing to do with that. I saw Jalen Brunson. Okay, you want to be honest? We talked that Kyrie and Jalen Brunson conversation yesterday. Jalen Brunson is the reason why Luka Doncic made his very first Western Conference Finals, but nobody talks about that.
That's what I was saying. That
and nobody talks about that.
He's playing behind some big stars.
And then what did they do in the front office? They chose the wrong individual to ship away. They shipped him away, and look what he's done with the New York Knicks. Like Chauncey
They shipped them both, though.
True. Chauncey had to go from spot to spot to spot to spot for it to finally work, for it to finally catch. Jalen Brunson came in and it caught. And now it's catching in New York, like in a major way. So it's no disrespect to my big brother.
Oh, it's disrespect.
How is
Kool-Aid,
it?
I'm looking at you.
How is it disrespectful?
Look, I believe in the in-game
Listen,
ability of
you
Brunson.
compare him after this peasant has a ring.
Chauncey spent 10 years in the league doing nothing until he got to Detroit. And then finally, when you put the team around him, he was able to do amazing things and become big shot Billups.
I'm just going to take this loom home by myself. I'm going to take my ball home, go home by myself.
But no, you're right. What Chauncey was in the finals and in that playoff run, he took it up a notch. And that's what Jalen Brunson has done in these playoffs even better than he did last year.
And that's what he does in the regular season. And that's what he's been doing since he started.
AA944. Jalen Brunson is the most underrated superstar ever. I mean, he's got to get the ring.
Yes.
All right. All this conversation is predicated on him getting 3 more wins,
He's
right?
got to be the finals MVP.
Okay. He falls short.
That.
They're peasants still, 54 years, no? Because 99 against the Spurs didn't change their peasant.
Mm-hmm.
But you're calling them peasants. I'm not calling Jalen Brunson a peasant. I'm not calling him a peasant. I'm not calling these players peasants. You call the fan base a peasant, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Then fine. But I'm not calling Jalen Brunson a peasant.
I got him.
You got him.
And I don't know how you can stack up Jalen Brunson's first 7 seasons in the NBA and stack up Chauncey's and then dare say that's disrespectful. Like he is about to win potentially Finals MVP on his team. He's not going to win Finals MVP on a team that each night is different. One night Rasheed is your star. One night Ben, well, every night Ben is your star. Ben's your star. Rasheed's your star. Here's Rip. The star is Jalen Brunson since he's been on this team. He is going to win potentially the Finals MVP as the leader of that team. It won't be Jason Tatum wins the Finals. However, Jalen Brown wins Finals MVP.
You know why I'm going to apologize to Piper in case you're watching right now?
Let's get Rando in, too.
Because my man Chauncey is ethical. He was as ethical as it got. Oh, you get him up in the air and get it down, but he wasn't a flopper, brother.
Did you say ethical? You might want to watch that these days.
I said hooper, not gambler. And I'll apologize to Piper one more time for that one. I set him up. You knock him down.
With the
Oh man!
Hey, hit me with that magic.
Let's get this.
And I was speaking.
Come on, Rando.
End of game, man. I think that that clutch moment for Jalen Brunson, we haven't really seen that, in my opinion, from too many guards outside of guys like Chauncey Billups, maybe Kyrie Irving, Dame Lillard, and oddly enough, C.J. McCollum.
Let's talk real quick about the heavy subathon, and then we'll talk to Mr. Rando, the legend, in the chat and in the studio as well. But guys, listen, you know the subathon is back. We're talking ball gags and collars, gimp masks. It's all coming back. Maybe even one of those dog masks. Shout out, listen, 5 p.m.
Who am I beating in 2K?
Friday, June 19th. The heavies are bringing back the subathon. And they're here as long as you keep them here. As long as the donations and the super chats keep flowing. Hell, man, keep them here through Monday so me and Bray can have the day off. All day long, starting 5 p.m., June 19th, Juneteenth, in fact. Guys, join us for an unbelievable, probably whole weekend with our very own heavyweights, the subathon.
1,000%, man. You got to pull up on that. When the heavyweights do an event, it is an event like no other. All right, now, we talked about it. You know who he is, the man, my guy. Randall Smalls is in the building. We appreciate you pulling up. Finally, Anson,
let's go.
We can bestow him. We can pass to him something that he won in this chat, something that he deserved.
So cool. Where's this going? First of all,
let's go.
Actually, I had to move a Van Gogh off of
let's go!
Excuse us.
It was a print. But it's going to be very prominent in the front room.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Beautiful.
Also, Randall brought me a little something, man, and we said we wait to open it on the show. Let me see. We got the McDonald's cup with the Hamburglar running around, ladies and gentlemen. Got the kick in the net, kick in the goal. Let's see what's in this bag right here.
Little bit of World Cup.
Hey, my boy Randall brought me nice. Okay, what we got going on right here? Lamine Yamal. He's one of the best players in the world right now. I'd say he's top 5, 1,000%.
Yes,
Some people have him around 6, some people have him around 4. Shout out. Look at Randall.
I'm not a big soccer guy, but
you know what?
hey,
I
watch it. I get a little entertainment out of it.
And seriously, you've been supporting us pretty much from like day one.
Back in the day.
This guy's been in the chat like many of you guys have been. We got a bunch of super chats coming in here. First and foremost, I want to thank you just for supporting all these shows, not only just with your presence, with the super chats as well. We do want to let you guys know this kind of stuff. We're going to be doing a lot more of these cage things. It's so cool that you won this first one because you are OG, and it's great to have you in here. What do you think of the new studio?
The energy in here is off the hook, guys. I thought it was great just watching it at home, but being here, it's another level up, guys. It really is, and I can feel it. I mean, you guys are excited. I mean, every one of you. I mean, it's not this guy's excited and this guy. You all are. You all are bouncing around on cloud 9.
Oh, we get to work here. This is work.
Appreciate you, Randall, man. A lot of love, man.
Appreciate that.
What is it? Let me ask you this real quick, and I know you want to preview, and we should do that. What is it about this network that keeps you coming back? Because you have been here from the beginning. You support all the shows you watch. What is it about this network?
It's kind of funny, Bray. This is my 9th year being clean from cancer. And I went through double cancer surgery like over a 3-month span.
Randall's a warrior.
And I didn't have a whole lot of people around, and your guys' shows really helped me. They gave me somebody to be there, to get up every day and be with.
I still remember the Ally Challenge, bro.
I'm gonna take and have this Alkaline rookie card framed. Ooh, and I want to honor my parents, and I want to be part of you guys for forever.
Oh wow! You're donating that to Woodward.
Yeah, I want to put that up on the wall. And
so he's gonna put together something very, very cool. It will be enshrined here forever.
My father only had 3 favorite Tigers, and they were Charlie Pawpaw Maxwell, Mr. Al Kaline, and Kurt Gibson, all right fielders.
Another friend of the network.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie, I do miss seeing Gibby like once, twice a month.
Oh yeah, same. Now, what in '84? Were you going to the games? Did you get a chance to be part of that?
You know, it was my junior year, and I was working a lot at a pizza joint, and I didn't get to go as much as I wanted to. I only got, I think, down to 2 games that year, and to be honest, I was like out in the sticks.
You were there though, bro.
I know, I was out in the sticks, and the funny part of it is the first game I'm walking in, and I'm so like in awe just every time I walk into Tiger Stadium. I almost got hit by a home run that somebody hit in batting practice. It like literally hit next to me and bounded back on the field.
Man, that's super cool. You said your dad grew up at Michigan and Trumbull. He was there a lot, man. That's what
he whenever we'd go down there, he'd go down to the guys in the orange hats and the orange jackets, the ushers on field, and probably at least 3 of them he went to grade school with, and he'd come back with a couple of baseballs for me and my brother every time we went down.
Yeah,
it was awesome when we won the Little League Championship in '80.
What team?
Boyd's Pharmacy.
There we go. Okay.
And,
shout out Boyd's.
And,
that was NIL. That was NIL before NIL.
Yeah,
right.
And the sponsors, we weren't supposed to win, and we did. And the sponsors said, "Well, we're going to pay for you guys if your dads will take you to go down to a doubleheader on Sunday and watch the Tigers on us."
You know what I love about that? It sounds very much like Detroit. You guys weren't supposed to win, but you did.
That's all part of it too.
Detroit energy, man.
That is all. Everybody's against us.
Yeah.
And we put ourselves up against the wall and we come out swinging.
Versus everybody, baby.
So we got 2 minutes left in the show, man. I appreciate you guys. It's been a hell of a show. Randall, appreciate you for showing up. Chat, appreciate you all freaking week. This has been an excellent week out of us. This is what we wanted. Woodward Sports 2.0, now 2.1, Braylon Edwards show, to feel like Kool-Aid. 2 minutes left. You got the last 2 minutes of the show, man. This will be your last day as the TD. You're still with us.
Actually, let's go 4 minutes. I want to get 1 minute to get these super chats out of the way.
Yep.
And then we're going to let Kool-Aid close us out. LeBarton, another $20. There's nothing you can compare to walking up the steps of the Joe and seeing Proby, Kosa, and D-Mac smashing a face in.
So true.
LeBarton, congrats, Kool-Aid. Middle-aged sneaker chick, congrats, Kool-Aid. Crazy Clown, congrats, Kool-Aid. Gerald Jessup, $20 super chat. Braylon, my guy, it's been a long time. Your boy been busy. But anyway, our heated debates are coming up when football and basketball
Let's get it going, baby.
on. Of course, I am a Michigan State Spartan. Go green, baby. J. Rod Sayers, Kool-Aid, congrats, brother. God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. Hope to still see you. 6:15 when I visit. Gonna bring some goodies.
Shout out to J. Rod Sayers. And you know what? Shout out Randall Smalls, too. I remember the first time that we got to meet in person at the Allied Challenge a few years ago, and it was epic, man. You
were the first person I met. You came right up to me and said, "Hi, how are you? I'm Kool-Aid."
I didn't know that, man, but it was dope the way that you just kind of supported us. You were out there all day, and the conversation. It was like what you were in the chat. You brought that right in person, and that type of energy. It was something that was beyond appreciated, especially as we as a network has continued to grow. So, thank you. I just wanted to say from me to you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the messages on the side and the emails and things. They go a long way because when we say chat family, that's what we actually mean. And you epitomize that, right?
I got one more super chat here. Just came in. $50 super chat.
Oh, shout out.
Braylon Edwards 1. Love you, brother. Kool-Aid. Copying songs, so it
like legitimately, it started doing its own thing. I was supposed to say couldn't do the show without you, brother.
This is the truth.
Couldn't do the show without you. I don't know what that gibberish is. I promise you, it was not Loom. I was not Loom.
It's about to be though. Hey,
Kool-Aid, floor is yours.
And definitely, I appreciate you guys. I can't say that enough. Chat family, you guys remember on we were able to kind of speak a little bit more from our heart. And I told you guys, we do this because of you all. We get up and we get excited because of you guys. Of course, our team here, but there was a lot that our team needed to get through, and it was because of people like Randall Smalls and like all of the OGs and all of the new people that continue to come to Woodward Sports every single day. I'm just a kid who had a dream. I've worked in media before, and I can tell you, though I've had some pretty cool experiences, there's been nothing like Woodward Sports. That's what's kept me here. Not even necessarily from a need standpoint at times, but Anson would tell you it's because of this brotherhood and what this bond actually means and the opportunities we get to blaze new trails. Not to do it just the way that other media does it, but to do it the way that we want to do it and to do it the way that you guys are also encouraging us, like the subathon with the heavies, the things we've been able to do now, like going live directly from LCA. That's Woodward empowering me. Some of these things, we didn't even know what the permissions were. Setting up on the concourse where other media has paid for the rights. And we were like, and Stick was out there with me like, I don't care, bro. Set up and we're going to do it. Someone going to say something to you, they're going to say something to me. I'm like, you sure? He's like, get your mic, do what you want to do. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm talking about. People who have continued to back up. And like I said, Bray and Anson and others, like I can call out, shout out so many people, but I'll with this show here, you two are probably some of the ones beyond Stick and Joy who I've bared my heart and my soul to, and I don't think that I would have made it through certain aspects of this without you guys as well. So if I have to spend any time on this show, I'd be remiss if I didn't say a message of thanks and gratitude to you guys, especially you, Braylon, even before Woodward, things you've done for my family, even before you even knew. Like, it's just who you are. When I saw the hero thing, and I know people were like, oh, this is who you are, I'm like, they don't even know the half of it, bro. And I know you like to be the humble star and all of that type of stuff. You're quiet. But I just want to be able to say that on air. And Cam, my dog, Cam, come on, brother. Man. And everybody else here. Like, it's been epic, but you guys have been people that have cared about me. It's not just a job.
We love you,
You have cared about me, and that, to me, is the biggest thing about it. I didn't know what was in the future. But when, we're talking to me, like, hey, look, we really want to see your imprint across the network. We want you to get back into those roles that you were prior, and we want you to be a part of helping not just take the network to the next level, because what that means is supporting all of my guys. Every single show on the network, wherever people need something, I just want to be able to be there to help. So I'm ecstatic, and that dude, Justin,
I'm excited too.
That's y'all know that's young dog. That's like a little bro to me, man.
It's a weird feeling.
When he introduced me to one of his friends in a certain high regard, it hit differently, and to know Like, you have to understand Braylon, the way that he holds you in certain regards. This is probably beyond a dream, but well earned and deserved
Definitely
for that
earned.
dude, Justin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely earned. Look, man, when you work in a space that you love with people that you truly care about, it's truly not work. It's just truly family that we just happen.
Blessing.
We just happen to be working, but the working is for you. The working is with you, and we appreciate you guys. And this is what Woodward Sports 2.0 is about. It's about this feeling. Like we don't have to convey to you guys we rock with each other because you feel it, because you see it. Rando's in the studio. You heard the excitement out of him. We didn't pay him that, although we should for the endorsements that he does, man. But look, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us on this journey, man. Look, there are going to be amazing days, and then there are going to be even more amazing days. But you got to have them here on Woodward Sports 2.0. We appreciate you guys. Stay blessed. Have a beautiful weekend.
And smash that like button on the way out.
And be smart. For Sweet Potato Cam, Alex, Anson, Rando, and my right hand, my brother from another mother, Kool-Aid, Brandon, Dan.
Hey, got a little bit of that.
Love you, my guy. We will see you guys.
Gotta get a little bit of that
Monday.
percolator going. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get that.
Oh, wait. We promised the chat a percolator.
I gave him a little bit.
No, you stand up and give it proper. A proper percolator.
A proper percolator.
Yes, please.
Hey, you gotta help me with this proper
It's time for the percolator.
It's time.
It's time for the percolator.
A little bit of that.
It's time for the percolator.
Hey,
It's time for the percolator.
It's time for percolator. It's time for percolator.
Let's ride. These guys got me doing things I don't ever do. Shout out to my brothers, man.
Shout out to Double D, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace, y'all.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.